The DXY is on the verge of doing something potentially for the first time, or should I say third time, in the last 40 years. We'll look at that in today's video on the US dollar index. But first, let's start with the lower time frames, see what we have going today. Is the US dollar getting ready to trip and stumble down the stairs? We will see. On the short time frame, it's already done it, right? This is what we'd want to see on like the daily or the weekly time frames in order for crypto to really get a kick in the arse back up the stairs. But until then, we have the hourly to at least kick us off some fireworks today. As you might have noticed, the DXY is stumbling a bit. Why? Well, look at the move up and the fake out here, right? This candle tells a lot of story. A bearish candle, of course, right, is red, a tall high wick, but more than that, an outside bar candle. What is an outside bar? Well, I'm glad you asked. Well, let's look at it real quick. See this candles? These actually first three candles preceding this one, right? An outside bar will have a move or a wick that precedes on the upper and the lower of the preceding candles. So as we can see, this is actually a 3x outside bearish bar. And you need to start looking at candlestick patterns on your favorite altcoins, Bitcoin especially, right? Because Bitcoin's the market mover, that will help you, right? So what do we notice, right? An outside bearish bar will have the wick higher and lower than the previous candles. Do we have that? Well, here's your previous candle high, your previous candle low. Did we go up? Yes. Did we go low? Yes. Right? You see how this eclipses this candle, and this candle? All the wicks, all the candle bodies, right? That is terrible sign and a huge warning shot that something bad is coming. Did it play out? Of course, right? So you want to look for those kind of things in the future, looking forward, especially on the larger time frames have more significance. So also want to note, a side note, that just having this candle is not quite enough, although this is a huge watch out sign. You want to see the follow through. So we had a little bit of a move up, but you know, we had also the press down afterwards, and here's your confirmation after that closed, and it's usually good night after that. And not only that, do we get a flush of the lows? Yes. So this is more of a confirmation of this trend kind of reversing here. We're taking out lows. We're making new lows. We have this fake out move up. Outside bar candles, 3x outside bearish bar. Not good. We're sweeping these lows as well. So the DXY is certainly showing on the lower time frames potential warning signs that it's exhausted, at least for the short term. So let's zoom out to the daily. We'll try to keep this a little bit nice, short and sweet for you, and then we'll show you some bigly things towards the end. So what are we seeing here? Well, also not good for the US dollar based on this chart so far. Another high wave candle, lots of wick. Look at the upper shadow here, right? This is a shadow, and then pressing down, right? This is looking like another potential outside bearish bar. Now, is it yet? Of course not, right? You have to wait for the closes. So we have almost 6 hours, right? As of recording, right? But depending on when you watch this, maybe you already know. Go look at this candle. If it closed, under 112, that's a great sign for the DXY to continue down. That's a good sign for the bulls of crypto, for the bulls of the stock market. This will aid in both of those if this rolls over. So far, our high was back here. What do you notice about this one? This one is an outside bar too. Remember what we just discussed? Look at the move up and the press down. We eclipsed all the previous candles, right? And then what happened afterwards, right? A rollover. So if this confirms and we end up closing like right here, let's say right here, right? 112. Yeah, the odds are greatly in favor of continuing this rollover. And then we can look for the daily chart or zoom out, right? We're on the daily now. We want to take out 110. We want to make a newer low on the daily chart. And then if this happens, right, if the DXY continues to roll here, potential top here, short term, maybe long term. We don't know. We want to see new lows, lower lows. You will absolutely see Bitcoin and the stock market start to move up again if we see a follow through. Now, unfortunately, the DXY will take a break. Unlike crypto is always awake, like a shark. I don't know if that's true or not. I think sharks are always awake, right? The DXY takes a break and goes to sleep for, the weekend. So we want to watch for this rollover, maybe on Monday, right? Maybe if we close here, maybe Monday we just see a vomit down the stairs here. So we'll see. Let's go out to the weekly. Do we have anything there? I'm glad you asked. Well, let's take a looky here. We're potentially forming for the first time in at least 2022 another bearish outside bar. We barely got above, but I'll take it, right? Maybe you're looking at a double top. Maybe you're looking at a tweezer top, right? Tweezer tops will have the same little tops with up thrust, up shadows, right? So that's what we're looking for. And again, right, we're looking at outside bearish bar on the weekly now. The bigger the picture, the more potent the info. So we really want it. Now the daily and the weekly close today, Friday, and just under 6 hours. So if you're, depending on when you're watching this, again, go check this candle. Where do we close? If we close it here, that's a major shot, that major warning shot, I should say, major shot, that the DXY is not only not going to continue up for the foreseeable future, but could potentially mark the top right here. So we will see, but there's some big things happening. Now, Chase, you mentioned something for the first time and whatever, I wasn't paying attention. Let's go look at it. The DXY on the RSI monthly. What do we notice here? Is this the past week or 2 weeks or no? We're going back near 40 years here. Look at the RSI poking above 1985. You probably weren't alive then. If you were, thumbs up. Thumbs up to you. You've been through a lot of stuff. I was alive, but that's neither here nor there. First time RSI dramatically monthly overbought, right? The next time, just a few decades later, 30 years to be exact, 30 years later for the second time. And now, as of yesterday, closed yesterday, we were peaking out, but since now the DXY is starting to roll here, it may not poke through, but we are right there, right? We are right at the 80. Certainly the third highest we have been in 40 years, near 40 years. Is that insane or what? So, do we last a long time up here? No. Now, what's a long time, right? Could be a month or two, of course, right? We could press higher on the DXY. We could go to 114, 115, 117, 120 even, right? The 120, though, I would suspect in the next couple months would get us maybe all-time highs for the DXY. But the point is, once this rolls, right, and it doesn't last very long, right? Recognize, once that rolls over, the DXY is likely finished for potentially years, right? It doesn't. This is the monthly scale. We don't just and look at the how not sturdy this looks, right? Look at how quickly it took off, right? From the bottom in December of 2020 to just absolute rocket ship up, right? We didn't even do that back in the 80s. We didn't really do. We did a little bit here, but not as long as we did here. So this is certainly not what we've seen before, not what we're used to. And the higher the higher it goes, the faster and harder it falls. This is unsustainable for this to happen. This is proof that we are getting frothy in the DXY. Could it last a little bit longer? Of course. But recognize that the end is near for the US dollar's spectacular run. 20-year plus highs, right? When it rolls, crypto and the stock markets will be ready to go again. It could take some time, right? We could see some divergence playing out. It might take to next spring or next summer even, but the odds are it will take place sometime between now and next summer, right? I doubt we can stay up here for another 6 months without the rollover, especially with this dramatic rise as quickly as it did. So I think good things are in store for 2023 for crypto. Maybe not so much for the DXY US dollar. I'll stop there. Car of the week, because we haven't done one all week. The brand new. Maybe you haven't seen this one. You're like, it's a Rolls Royce, Chase. We know it. It's all electric Rolls Royce. Thank you. The first one ever, the Spectre. Yikes. Electric house on wheels. All right, I'll end it there. Happy weekend. Have a great weekend. I'll see you. We'll do much more videos. We'll start getting going again. I feel like the end is near for the bad times. The good times are coming again. cheer up, wipe your tears with hundreds. It's coming again. No one does that.